From being a traitor for leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder to sending homophobic slurs to Michael Rappaport, here's why everyone hates Kevin Durant. KD's decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder rubbed fans the wrong way. The NBA player did great things for the team. He was the best they had. He played with them for 8 straight seasons and even took them to the finals in 2012, but he was never able to win a championship with them. And that's all Kevin wanted, which led him to make the weakest move in NBA history. Durant joined the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors were legendary in 2016. No team had a shot at the championship like they did. With an NBA record for most wins, the Warriors were ruling the court. But they were the Thunder's rival, and that made KD's decision to join them dirty. In 2016, Durant successfully took the Thunder all the way to the Western Conference Finals. It was none other than the Golden State Warriors who knocked him out of the playoffs, and only weeks later, Kevin joined them and sent fans into a frenzy. He wouldn't have faced this much backlash if it was any team other than the Warriors. You know the phrase, if you can't beat them, join them. Kevin knew he had a chance with Golden State, and let me tell you, he really wanted a ring to his name, because this move made him a snake in Oklahoma fans' eyes. Where's your loyalty, Kevin? It's safe to say that Oklahomans don't like him too much. They were pissed. It's not only KD's bad decisions that make him the NBA's most hated player. His personality isn't very likable too. Kevin is undeniably one of the best NBA players on the court, but off the court, he's a spoiled brat. The 2-time NBA champion had a reputation for being a nice, quiet player, but this persona didn't stay with him too long after he joined the Warriors. Miami Heat forward Chris Bosh called him out for putting on a fake personality after an altercation. This even led to the Oklahoman doing a campaign with Nike with the slogan, "KD is not nice." The Nike ad was done all in good fun, but little did they know Kevin was actually going to become the NBA's villain, and seeking attention became his favorite thing to do. Kevin stirred up some real controversy in the NBA world. No one likes a player who's publicly admitted to being a hater. Yeah, jealousy's got the best of KD. It's an ugly emotion that we all feel, but Durant feels it on a whole other level. In 2015, Durant opened up about being a hater on the court. He said that he didn't even care to give a helping hand to his fallen opponents. KD added that he never liked other teams or their players, and watching their games felt like a sin to him because he didn't want to support them in any way. So he never watched basketball games other than his own, while secretly hoping for other teams to have a bad game. The athlete has also talked about being jealous of fellow players, such as LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Did you know that he left the Warriors only to tell the world he was just as good without Curry? Kevin and Stephen were star players of the Golden State Warriors, but Durant's presence really didn't do much for the team. They were still at the top without him. Durant's the one who got the worst of it, because he was never able to win a championship after he parted ways with them. Jealousy only makes things worse for Durant, because thanks to that ugly emotion, he isn't one to lead a team. Remember when Charles Barkley said KD was a bus rider and not a bus driver? He was stating facts. Don't get me wrong, Durant is a great player, but being a leader is a whole other thing. And I know he carried the Oklahoma City Thunder for almost a decade, but look at where he got him. Plus, he left the moment he saw an out. I don't see traits of a good leader here, and if you don't believe me, take it from Stephen A. Smith. The American TV personality said, "Durant's as bad a leader as he is a great player." KD was leading the Brooklyn Nets after he left the Warriors. The Warriors were just as good without him, and the Nets could barely make use of him. In 2022, he successfully led them to the playoffs, but failed his very first test against the Boston Celtics. It's because Durant isn't too trustworthy on the court. And Steven would probably back me on this one. When things start going south, Durant takes everything into his own hands rather than trusting his teammates. And you know, that trust is a two-way street. So in the end, there's no teamwork. Durant needs someone like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson to lead him. You'd normally expect someone like Durant to be humble at least. I mean, the whole world knows that he isn't all that on his own. And then there's KD himself, who thinks he's the best player out there. Nobody likes someone who thinks they're the best when they clearly aren't. Durant is a great player, but calling him the best is a stretch. In his career, Durant averaged 27.3 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. And while that's great, you can't let the stats do all the talking. You need to be an all-arounder to be called the best. LeBron James carried a beat-up Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. Stephen Curry became the league's top star without any assistance from KD. What did Kevin Durant do? Win 2 rings with the most star-studded team in the league? You think that makes him the best? KD needs to take it down a notch before he makes a comment about himself again. Things would have been way better for the 12-time All-Star if he didn't have his phone glued to his hands all the time. All he does is stir up controversy, because when he's not out there calling himself the best, Durant's having heated debates with fans online. You'd probably think that an A-star basketball player has something better to do in his free time, but nope. Being one of the NBA's villains, KD gets a lot of hate on the daily, and he only makes it worse by responding. Someone get this man a publicist. He's got the urge to call people emotional when they call him out for being a ring chaser. It's been years since KD joined the Warriors, and he's not even with them anymore, but fans don't want to let this one go. While on the ETCs with KD, Durant even went as far to say that hating on him is like hating on a god, and that the critics were after him for no reason. Fans don't really credit Durant for his 2 championships with the Warriors, and Durant hates it. I guess you can say hate is a two-way street here. The Oklahomans hate him for being a traitor, and let me tell you, they aren't the only ones. The Indians hate him just as much, if not more. This came after Durant said some really controversial things about the country after a visit. Yeah, he didn't hold back in the least. He called India dirty and disgusting, and it would have been somewhat better for him if he simply left it there, but he had a lot more to say. The 34-year-old athlete said that the South Asian country was 20 years far behind in knowledge and experience. Kevin added that there were a bunch of underprivileged people who wanted to learn basketball. As if this wasn't enough, he even trash-talked one of the 7 wonders of the world. Durant said that the Taj Mahal was like and that it reminded him of some neighborhood he used to ride in as a kid. A lot of backlash came his way after Durant made all these comments. I mean, what else was he expecting? It's unclear why any person in his right mind would say these things publicly. But you know, Kevin loves himself some controversy. He later apologized for his offensive comments, but the damage had been done. Racism was already added to Durant's long list of offenses. And you know what tops that list? Durant's homophobic comments. In today's culture, it only takes one moment for a celebrity not to be relevant anymore. Durant's got way more than just one sentence. In March 2021, comedian Michael Rapaport shared screenshots of a private conversation he had with the NBA star. In the screenshots, Durant was seen using homophobic and misogynistic language. This came after Rapaport tweeted that the basketball player was super sensitive about everything. And at this point, you know KD isn't one to sit there and take hate. Durant messaged Michael calling him a bitch and other profane slurs. Not only this, but he also challenged the actor to a fight, going as far as asking for his address. Michael didn't hold back and showed the whole world how KD threatened him. Kevin apologized for the offensive comments he made, but at this point, no apology can save him from all the hate that comes his way. I guess he needs to get used to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, from sending homophobic slurs to Michael Rapaport to being a traitor to the Oklahoma City Thunder, these were the reasons why everyone hates Kevin Durant.